Okay.
Church tomorrow.
That's totally
Guys, page 50, number 1, it says A is -2, -6, B is -4, 2. How do we find the link between
Distance formula.
distance formula? You guys have that memorized?
Yeah.
Yes.
The square root
This one here.
of
It's changing x squared
x squared
plus changing y
plus
squared.
y minus y squared
Okay.
equals d.
We'll give you the distance between.
We
So,
just took a final on all this.
and B is the midpoint. So how do you find the midpoint?
Changing no, that's
It's the average of the x's and the y.
Average of the x's for the x coordinate, and average of the y's for the y coordinate.
I wonder if I did do that.
Why don't you guys try number 1?
But are we gonna have to try number 2?
Yes.
Can you try number 2?
I feel like this is being neglectful of your teaching responsibilities. You're making us do more work. Keep that.
I said Shawty's a melody in my bed. When I was 13.
I've never even seen you move that fast.
I know, it's been a while. These joints don't work like they used to. Yeah.
You're gonna be in horrible shape in basketball.
Oh, I'm gonna be terrible.
I gotta stop saying.
Wait, what the heck are we supposed
You mean what the word?
to? What the flip?
What the doggity
What the leaf blower, dude? Our class is not okay.
deeper
What do you mean, dude?
We're totally biting,
Dude, we're just chilling out.
You better. What?
That would be very Christ-like.
Oh my god.
Amen. We should just be like super
Who cares about what Christ
Would you like to
thinks? Only when his life is threatened.
Yo. I'm always chilling with Jesus.
But it's Jesus.
Stop this, Mr. Jordan. You have the power to.
No one can contain Chad.
This is my friend Chad, and I'm Brad.
You know what they're talking about?
We live with Brad.
Yeah, they're kind of being a nuisance at the moment, but
Dude, like sipping mimosa like the dentist.
Okay, you guys get 1?
I messed up. I forgot to swear it. Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on.
Okay, we got 1 vote in.
I got 2 squared 17.
yeah, 2 squared is 17.
I got it wrong. Wait, what did you get?
2 squared is 17.
I got that from the
I got 2 square root of 2 and I don't know how. You didn't plug in the right numbers. Wait, who else got 2 square root of 2?
I got negative 3 and
Nobody.
negative
Just 2.
Where was my issue?
I think.
Wait, hold on, I worked it out. I missed one.
Everybody got 2 squared or something.
Wait, hold on, I forgot where I was. Okay.
Okay.
There's something wrong with my eyes.
Wait, what is the answer?
2
I
squared
can't take
17.
it off you.
Okay, so on this one, -2 and -4, what's halfway between that?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. And then it was -6 plus 2 divided by 2.
I hate you. See how smooth that was?
Dude, why is that not
Is it 2 squared is 17?
Yes.
Bro, you had to press this.
Okay,
Now we have to do 2.
number 2. So I don't know that we did one exactly like this, but I think you guys still might
Wait,
go
are we
through
doing all
it.
of them together?
No,
Yes.
probably not.
What is it?
Number 2. Well, the problem with this assignment is every problem is a different kind, so I kind of have to help a little. I'm helping a little bit more than normal. Find the value of A if the point 4, -2 lies on that line. That
Alright, so
equation.
you're plug in 4, -2.
Right, and solve for A. So where do 4 and -2 go? X and Y.
Is it 3?
Whoa, I'm so smart.
No. Try again.
I was not right. That's 8. Subtract 14.
Wait, where are we going with this? What'd you say?
14 minus 8 is 6. If I add that by
Negative
-2
3.
is 3. Negative 3. I forgot the negative.
Is A -3?
I want the record to show that I had it first.
I want the record to show that
That's right.
Matthew's nice.
Hey, Josh was right.
I was
Are you guys actually doing the theme all blackout?
What are you talking about?
Only
Our goalie
under
was-
this one condition. Bethany convinces Mariah to play Dongo.
She actually could play.
At least
Rocket.
when I was
Play
grade.
dog
Yes.
Play
He's
dog
super
shit.
For the
Play dog
water.
shit. Yes, he did.
now.
Dude,
Andrew was though.
Who is?
Bethany.
Kanye.
Bethany.
He came out with his new album. It's fast.
Mom, hey mom,
Mommy,
mom,
sugar mama.
mom,
Baby mama.
mama,
Madre. Nimon.
mom,
-6.
mama Bethany, mama bee, mama bear. Dude.
I kind of like the theme thing, but like all blackout. You really guys could go all out for that one.
Get Mariah to play
Yeah, I'm gonna-
So-
But everybody would think you guys are like,
-2.
you could wear like one of those black fleece. You know Kanye on his thing, he put like a black fleece like pantyhose type mask on.
We should get, have you heard,
These are multiplied together.
I was like,
what was the one where Kanye West dressed up like the Roblox characters? Yeah, we should do that. Like, it's a big thing.
there's a reason.
Okay. Shh.
Yeah, literally.
No. 6 divided by -2.
Oh, next home game will be
Or-
Minecraft All-Stars.
Oh, wait, what?
Dude, we can all dress up like Minecraft characters.
Can I dress up?
We could go get a
14 minus
Minecraft
8 is
one.
6.
I just subtracted.
Dude, I could get a creeper one.
Divided by the regular 2 or no?
And after that, we'll do Christmas.
You guys could do USA.
Okay.
We look basic to you.
Dude, I love this.
Alright, guys, it's not, we gotta move. Number 3, solve the equations. Blah, 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 and blah, 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 simultaneous.
Simultaneously.
So, yeah, substitution or elimination, that kind of thing. You could also do it graphically, I would recommend it. So,
You would?
you could, I would not recommend it. So I'm gonna stack these, cause usually the easiest way is what?
Subtraction.
Elimination.
That's what I said.
2x plus 3y equals 2.
If you multiply the bottom by 3, the y's will cancel out.
3x minus y equals -4.
Oh, that's right.
If you multiply the bottom by 3, the y's will cancel out.
Okay, yeah, if I multiply the bottom line times 3, this would become -3y, which would cancel out with my plus 3y. So I'm gonna multiply bottom line times 3. And add that to the top line.
Is it -10 over 11?
I doubt it.
Now
There's a,
that's in my head.
no.
You know what the name of
It's
this
because then you get 10 and then you would
Who?
You know what the
divide
name
by
of that song is called?
11.
Pornos thing or something.
Oh, did I copy this wrong?
Isn't that 6x
What's
minus
this,
y?
what did I write wrong? 6x?
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
How could you?
I was about to say, that's a little low.
Yes, I got that.
Because I got like 18.
I'm offended that you did that. This
We can't
math
all
is
be-
actually offensive.
We can't be all perfect like you, Brady.
I know.
You have to learn to accept people for what they are.
It's true.
So it's
I
negative.
got negative 1 hour.
Then you
So,
gotta plug it in.
yeah, once you find x, you gotta solve, put it back
You
in.
know what you got.
Just 2. Y equals 1
You're
third.
answering to that?
Does y equal 1 third?
Y is a whole
Why
number.
is that positive?
Negative 1/2 for x, and then we have to plug it back into the equation. And you
Because
could
1/2
get-
of 2
It's
is
negative 1. Or no, sorry.
1/2 of 2 is 1 plus 3y. So 1 plus 3y equals 2. Subtract the 1, so 3y equals 1. And then you divide by 3, so 1/3.
Yeah, something's
It's going
wrong.
to be negative 1/2.
It's supposed to be negative.
Yeah,
I forgot my negative somewhere.
1/3.
Right there.
Wait, so x equals?
Oh, we're graphing this?
It's supposed to be negative 1/2.
Do we have to graph it?
Oh, yeah, I got that. But
Please say
it
no.
So,
is 1/3 though,
This would
right?
be a negative 1.
Mr. Bond.
Oh,
Wait, isn't it
Plus.
just
negative 1
Oh, that's
plus
not
3,
positive?
so y equals 1.
Well, you're supposed to get negative 1/2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this would be negative 1.
Right.
So you plus 1.
So y
So is that the
equals 1.
answer then?
So that
Oh,
means
well, you plus 1, you get 3. 3y equals 3.
negative 1/2.
So 4y.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Jeez.
you're right. Negative 1/2.
Oh. That is? Here we have
Just all over the map. What? You have to what?
Wait, so now we have to graph the x and y. Negative 1.
Oh, it does say sketch the graph. Good job, Rachel.
Ugh, he wouldn't have made us do
I
this.
have no idea what just.
Wait, was what? Rachel.
Rachel.
Come on, we don't have to graph. It's, come on.
Wait, yeah, why do we have to graph? What are you
Come
doing?
on. You have to get us graph paper.
Yeah. No, no graph paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's sketch it.
No.
Alright, what do we do first? To graph. To graph. Solve for y. So I'm going to subtract the 2x over. Now what?
Divide everything by
Divide by
3.
Divide by 3. Rachel, why'd you make us do this?
I'm very good.
Rachel.
You reminded him by asking.
How dare you? Okay.
That was
He
unfair.
already was gonna say.
I know. I'm not. I know it's not your fault.
That
I'm
is
kidding.
cap.
I played Brady.
Well,
Me too.
Brady doesn't play,
Honestly,
so.
it's Brady.
What?
It probably is Brady, so.
Okay,
Imagine being bold.
so
Subtract 6x
subtract 6x,
and multiply by negative 1.
multiply or divide by negative 1, so it's negative y equals negative 6x minus 4. Switch the signs by dividing by negative 1.
And then we just pretend like we graph, but we
No, no.
Just two
But we
lines?
still have to.
We make a nice, pretty graph just like me.
Just like you.
Are you a pretty graph?
I'm making a pretty graph.
I'm gonna be kinda honest, I'm kinda lost.
We just solved these equations for y, and now we're gonna graph these equations. This one,
So you put the x and y that we found into the equation plus what you're doing.
no.
Like you put
We went
the-
back to the original equations, solved them for y, and now we're gonna graph. So, how do I graph this? I start up at 2/3.
Is it not? I don't know. It's not high.
How do I use the slope on this one?
It's
Right.
Down to right 3. So from right here at 2/3, down to, right there, right 3. Right there.
So you want to divide it by 8?
And you could go backwards, up 2 and back 3.
Got out of x and 15.
I'm enjoying this.
Got you.
Thank you, Rachel.
You appreciate this.
Thank you. Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
It's actually Rachel.
Okay,
Wait.
how about this one? We start up at 4, then where do I go from there?
Down 6.
Okay, you can go up 6 and right 1, but it'll be off the graph. So if you go backwards, you go
Six
down
and
6
left
and left 1. And where should the two lines intersect at?
Some point
We should know this.
Where they're intersecting?
Where do they? Negative 1/2 1. How did he know that? How did he know it was negative 1/2 1?
Because that was the solution.
That was the answer to the
Cause
solve.
that, yeah.
And look where it's crossing at.
That's pretty.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's what's.
How we get
See,
started
if I
without
didn't
This
say
match
that,
is
we
bopping.
might actually
Holy
know.
crap.
I can-
I was being I'm loving graphing. Dude.
I love
Bro,
that.
graphing is lovely.
I mean, this is like
Only
Chad
Well-
graph, bro.
Yeah.
This is the one that's gonna be right here.
No, guess what? You know what that shape is?
How we get that?
It's an X. It reminds me
You
of.
see that right angle right there? Right
There's
there?
gonna be
That's the angle of my chin.
such nuisances happening like that. Do you know what the shape is?
My jawline is so straight, I can like pose.
Okay, number
Oh
5.
my gosh.
Number 5.
Boys.
Are we skipping?
Or 4.
Oh my God.
So, there's kind of two answers for this, two ways to do this, I mean. How do we find the slope and an intercept for 4x minus 2y equals 7?
4. Find the slope by the slope form, which is changing y over changing x.
No, wait, that's when they give us 2
Oh, the
points.
points. Oh, get y by itself.
Okay.
Is it negative A?
Okay, yeah, you can get y by itself, which might be the best way because we also have to tell them what the y-intercept is. So when we change it to y equals, this is slope-intercept, right? It's called slope-intercept form. So that's probably the best way. Yes, negative a over b also gives you the slope. But since we need the y-intercept also, might as well do the whole thing. I'm stopping.
You're stopping.
So the
That's pretty easy.
question is, what's the slope, what's the y-intercept?
Oh, we don't have to.
Where?
Rachel, do you want to grab this one too?
No, thank you. Wait.
You should have said yes, that would be fine.
So, do we
I
have
really
to,
would yell at you, but.
if we just do that, do we have to activate write out the slope and the intercept?
You know how
Is
it's
that
not
part of this?
Can we just like find
Do
the
we just need
equation?
that, or we have to write the slope out and enter the y?
Yeah,
on the
it's,
wall?
no, that's not the answer. If
Yeah,
say,
yeah, but like, you have to, once you get it, you have to write it out again.
no, no.
So like, all
I just circled.
How would you write it out again?
like,
There you wrote it.
n equals,
like
Just put, yeah, m
the
equals.
equation?
so we do have to do that.
You have to say the slope, what the slope is, what the
I
y is.
put circle 2 and put that as A, and then circle the intercept and put that as B.
I'm not done.
They just put 2 commas. Okay, number 5.
Wait, what's happening on the
What is negative?
Do it. What's that?
That's only 4A.
Okay, number 5. Shh. You guys might remember this assignment, I don't know. Tell which of the following have parallel lines, which have perpendicular lines. So remember we said like A and B are parallel and they're both perpendicular to C. So you need to find the slope of all 3 lines. If 2 of them have the same slope, they're parallel. If they have opposite reciprocal slopes, you guys remember that, what that means?
They are flipped and negative.
Opposite reciprocal.
So like,
Those are perpendicular slopes. So find the slope. Instead of solving for y every time like we did on this one, you can use, if they're in standard form, you can use negative a over b to find the slope. So this one would be like negative 4 over negative 2, which would be positive 2. Anyway, example.
You know what? I can just like go to the upstairs and go on the computer and just play.
Okay, do 5, guys. Josh, do 5.
Yes, sir. Oh, I remember.
Here's your book. You can use the back of the page too.
I thought the instead I had a 43 on it, 9 instead of like
No. Everybody's got A's right now, but I'll fix that pretty quick.
Wait, what? Wait, which ones are parallel?
Have you ever had a class where everybody's having
And that's just
a?
my-
I don't think so.
Negative to say is-
I think everybody's had at least one
It
B.
should be a negative and no parallel for it to be.
But I've had a lot of classes with like one B.
So even
I know
if
with
this
this
one's
parallel.
Because all the kids that got A's the year before.
So I was
It's
one of the
negative.
other variants. If they match this,
Which one's the origin?
I've had like 10 A's and one B. That's the close I've got.
What do you not kind of do?
If they're opposites for
Hey,
the
what's it look?
like negative and positive.
It's happening.
Has to be,
So A is parallel to B, and then A and B are perpendicular.
but if it's not, it's perpendicular.
Wait, is that right?
Thank you, Mr. Jordan.
There you have it.
A is perpendicular to B and C, and B and C are parallel.
Wait, did you say?
A is perpendicular to B and C.
Oh.
B and C are parallel.
Solve for y to get its slope.
So tell me the answer to that.
Or if it's in standard form, you say it's negative.
Wait, no, A, no, I got that mixed up.
2/3.
And that's what it's named.
That's the slope.
Okay, and that's all you have to find, right?
Well, you say which
So C
lines
and
is
D are
parallel, which is
parallel.
perpendicular.
Okay.
A zip face.
Again, I thought it said I had a 27.
Not that sloppy, Eamon.
No, it's just I look immediately to the top number and think that that's my grade.
Oh, that's what you got, yeah.
You have to be 18 to find.
It means. Oh, A is perpendicular to B, right?
A is perpendicular to B,
Perpendicular.
and then B is parallel to
Parallel.
C.
Matthew.
Oh.
I'm gonna say your name with F sound instead of TH sound.
Oh my god.
You have another one? Yeah, I think I do have one.
How dare I hit
Oh, Mr. Jordan, I have this one for you.
Oh boy, is it the 1 through 30?
The first one,
The first one?
there's,
Oh,
I,
there's 2 1 through 30?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I need,
5.
I think,
35.
35.
Oh
If you fail the test, you will be and just all
Oh
your
my
I think,
goodness.
wait, Mr. Jordan,
Gracious.
in my,
If you fail the test.
Are we just doing 1 through 9?
Second number doesn't matter, it's just the first number.
Bro, that's me look good.
dude, that's still
So then
correct.
you see your parallel and B is
You
perpendicular.
get all the homework right, and then you get a B.
They just say
Alright, you guys ready for 6?
I need always.
I got it, funny number.
Because I need to get.
Oh,
Get
shit.
it?
That's not university.
Okay. How do we find the equation of the line through 2 points?
Try to find the slope.
Okay, normally we found the slope and the y-intercept, right?
Right.
So how do we find the slope? Let's start with that.
Changing y or changing x.
Y minus y over x minus x. Changing y over changing x. Okay, that's the third formula I put up here. That's the third formula you need to have in your brains. This gives us the slope. It's called the slope formula.
What about the negative A over B?
Negative a over b, yeah, I didn't really count that as a formula. You don't have to have that one if you remember to solve for y, but it's helpful. So on number 6, it's -2 minus 1 over 6 minus -3. Does the order matter?
Not.
Kind of. Whatever y you do first, you need to do the matching x first.
Oh, is it in the wrong equation?
What happens, what do you do after you get the slope?
You can plug in B according to MD.
Remember, yeah, we use the equation y equals mx plus b. And the slope goes right there. And we can use one of the x and b values right there. And we can solve for y.
I got 0.
Or solve for b, I mean.
I got 0.
It could be 0.
Did you guys get 4?
Yeah.
Y equals x plus. So which one will go first? It's gonna do 1 plus 2. Negative plus 3.
One of those days.
Is it negative 5? Is that what you got?
For the B,
Negative 5?
So it's 6 minus negative 3.
Wait, what?
Mr. Jordan.
Wait, what you get for the?
You did 1.
Never mind. Mr. Jordan's
Did you get?
Did I
It's
write it
not
down?
1.
Did I do it wrong?
Yeah, it's not negative 6, it's positive.
Oh, it's positive 6. Sorry.
So it's gonna be negative 3 over 9.
Yeah, you're right. So,
negative 1/3.
I think Matthew's
Thank you, Josh.
there you go.
right. You were very
Thank you, Josh.
Someone's
Someone is very
really
spiteful. Someone is very mad. Someone's mad.
big mad. It's fun.
We just need to calm
So you
down.
put the negative
Speak the
1/3
word.
for M and N
We should.
Negative 1/3 is the slope. That goes right there.
for the, yeah.
So
Did
what
you-
do
The x and y are one of the coordinates.
B equals 1. So what you want to do?
What in the
is
world is that
negative
squiggly
3
line?
times negative 1/3, right? Equals plus B.
I don't know, where are you looking?
And then after you're going to lay it,
What's negative 1/3
It's like a
times
squiggly.
negative 3?
What kind of
that's gonna
equation
be
makes
negative
that?
1.
Nothing.
Not positive.
This
Yeah,
is
1
like,
equals 1 plus B.
the red line represents like the real world data and the blue line is,
So that means
approximation of
y
it.
equals 1/3 is both, and it means it's just a lot more important. Just for
Y, wait, y equals. Oh,
Okay,
okay,
so
so
you're
y
gonna do y equals
X
and equals
X is like
third, negative 1/3. What you gonna do, you gonna go here with it, you gonna find
So I just
you
wanna
can make
make
a
a
B 1.
What's like, I just give you an
Okay, so then you're gonna go put 1 for y equals negative 1/3 times
Josh, did you get y equals x?
x would be negative
Because it's y equals 1x.
from the
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Wait,
yeah. No, y equals negative 1/3. B equals 0.
wait, no, it's y equals negative 1/3.
Not
No,
a native
Yeah.
American like that.
yeah.
What do you want?
I got.
I guess you are 1/3.
But I'm 100% wrong because.
Never take Drew to an actual. He actually sat there in front of them while they were dancing and did that.
Oh, I use negative 3 1 of
I bow slapped him.
Probably should have.
This close. I really probably should have because somebody would have if they would have heard it. And he did it kind of loud. I'm really surprised nobody heard it.
When did you guys go to that?
Well, I took him to like a Native American culture day at my mom. She was the president of the Native American Network at ConocoPhillips, and they had like a Native American culture day, and they had people come dance. And this dude just sat on a chair and went woo in front of everybody.
That story definitely should have.
Go, bro. My card.
It really should have. He deserved that.
He didn't do the shower.
Bro,
Very poopy butt.
do you guys get poop in the shower?
He'd probably been like, what?
Bethany, have you seen?
I have heard about it and I don't wanna see it. Thank you very much.
It's crusty.
And it's like super hairy.
Yeah, dude, this got
Hairy?
It's
Yeah.
like hairy and like really light brown. I don't know, it's like light brown.
Alright, you guys ready?
Like a mocha.
Yeah, like a mocha. That's the mocha.
7.
7.
Not as dark as like floor, but definitely not as light as that wall.
Okay, number 7, earth equation of the line through 5, 5, and parallel to the line, blah, blah, blah. What do we know about parallel lines?
Or parallel, same slopes.
Same slope.
Same
So we're going to steal the slope from the line that they give us.
Which is
What is the slope of this line? No.
Negative 4 over 3.
Negative 4 over 3. Remember the negative A over B thing? That's what makes it go a lot faster. Negative 4 over 3 is the slope of that line. So since we want a parallel line, we're going to use the same slope. How do we find the y-intercept?
We plug in the 5s.
We plug in the number, yeah, they gave us 5, 5 as a point on the line. So we're going to plug that in for x and y. That's the n. Solve for b.
5.
wait, what's the 5?
5s are the points they
Okay.
gave us, so it's the x and y.
It's negative 4 over 3 times 5.
That was harsh.
Scare me.
Josh, are you crying?
Nope.
11.
Brad doesn't cry.
Is that right?
You get 35 thirds for B.
I did it.
Oh. We should have like a gospel choir.
I don't think we have enough people to get a choir together.
My class, I met them.
Well, like,
A
but
good
they didn't
one?
go out for choir.
You're finding a line.
They do though. They do it like
And then B, they already gave you 5 spots.
guaranteed.
You know, like how the black churches have it? They have awesome choirs, though. They get like in
Yeah.
I got a question.
awesome choirs.
What'd you
So, 11 and 2/3. So, yeah, what do you know? So, I'm working it out.
I got
Just plug it in or
Negative 1/3 times 6 times, not adding, is negative 2.
You go to that guy.
Who does?
Because,
And then they have that like.
Yo, you know
yeah,
that.
6
You
over.
know,
Yeah.
So whenever, okay, I don't know
Does
if
he still have that?
it's said the wrong note, because whenever I plug in that exact thing, she options 1.
Well,
35.
you put parentheses, it should be
But
times,
then I
so maybe
changed
it's.
like number and.
So you would only get 6 1/3 if you did like negative 6 plus negative 1/3. Maybe I should
Your hair.
put a minus right
You know
there.
that my hair?
I bet that's
Like
what
that
it
was
is.
the B.
Bro, my
But
hair.
the whole equation was y
But anyway, that
equals
should be
negative
times,
4
and that should be negative 2.
plus
So
11.
you should have added 2
I don't.
to both sides. So negative 2 plus 2 is 0.
I wasn't supposed to
It's
divide
just
it.
been one day.
No, negative 2 is added to b, so get rid of the added negative 2,
Yes.
add positive 2 basically.
Says it's still like right here. That's not like.
I was telling her I'm surprised you haven't tried to spray somebody with the Febreze.
Yeah,
And she put the hood
I'll
on.
go a week.
I felt kind of bad about that.
You did.
It's like, that might not be good.
It might not
I
be.
try not to spray students with stuff.
I was trying to make it non-cyclable, but. You're not allowed to say on here.
Alright, we ready?
I'm supposed to.
Yeah. Hey, it's Jordan.
Whoa!
Jordan's
What did you say?
It's out of the beta.
Did you just
I have no idea.
Did you say so?
Anyway,
Well, you
Anyway.
better say. Yeah,
I
she
was the
said it.
victim.
Did
you
you
were
say
there.
that?
Alright. I wasn't making a comment on her smell. Directly.
have
Okay.
3 minutes.
Do I believe?
Perfect, that's perfect. Number 8, the x-intercept is at -3.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does that mean?
One of the coordinates is 0. I mean, -3, 0.
Right, the x value goes first. So that means we have a point at -3, 0, and the y-intercept is -5. So that means,
0.
yeah, 0, -5 is a point. So we need to find the equation for that line. We already have the y-intercept, so all we need is slope.
Y equals
How to find slope, Rachel?
plug in. Change in y.
Y equals mx plus.
No,
Change in
How do
y.
you find
Negative.
Minus y1.
y minus y versus minus x, yes.
Okay, fine.
Change y.
Oh, thank you, Rachel.
Rachel, you want to graph this one?
I guess.
Basically, -5 over
Too late.
-3. Pretty much.
You get -5 over -3.
Which would make it.
I didn't,
perfect.
but I didn't.
No,
do the problem.
-5 over just 3. That's what I said.
Okay, if you do like -5 minus 0, it'd be, yeah, it's -5 over +3, so
Yeah, yeah.
-5 thirds, yeah.
That's the answer?
That's the slope.
It is
We're-
positive 3?
If you do this minus this, that's -5. If you do this minus this, that's +3.
I got -5.
0 minus.
Oh, now you have to
0
write it in
minus
equation.
-3. It changes the sign to
How do you write that?
addition.
Bethany, are you okay?
You put the slope right here,
Bethany,
Okay.
and the y-intercept right there.
And what right there?
The
No, it was
y,
like we made it
y-intercept.
split.
Okay.
I'm like,
With
oh,
J
wait,
versus
okay, there was
Addition.
Warren, her boyfriend.
Oh.
Not my boyfriend.
Who's your boyfriend?
Stuff in here and just plug it in.
Who's not your boyfriend? Yeah, aren't you guys married by now?
So 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gave
So
up.
basically,
Yeah.
Yes, we're married.
No.
and
No, I am. No, why isn't -5 goes here? Wait.
That's not legal in the state.
Hey, what are we supposed to do with this?
would this be negative?
Are we not, is this like a?
You can get married the same day you get divorced, but I'm saying you can't have 5 husbands.
You can't?
Not legal.
5.
0 or 1.
So wait,
Someone's
Really?
not
wait,
going
is B
in.
negative?
Is this?
B negative.
I guess
Yeah, but the 5 is already negative in the front.
Yeah.
That was just.
Hey, Brian.
I guess
Yeah.
that's
Wait,
technically.
is it negative?
Guys, I'm finishing.
Why did we throw in?
Wait, we missed it.
Actually,
Wait,
Is it really